We continue to see all these good, promising signs in the crypto market, and that's exactly what the last 24 hours has led us to. XRP actually finished with a green candle yesterday. We actually got a bullish flip on the daily stochastic RSI, talking a lot about that today because everything has done it. And what it's indicating is we may be on the verge of another extension here, another push to the upside as we get into this volatile, crazy crypto week that we have ahead. But is XRP actually doing a bigger move right now? Are we actually mimicking this 1,500% move that we have seen in the past? We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So this weekend has been a very quiet weekend overall. Not a crazy amount going on in terms of volume. Like I've talked about in several other videos, it's dropped by 50% just from Friday alone. The good news is XRP is still around $4 billion in daily trading volume, still $188 billion market cap. Obviously a rough week for XRP overall, but it's like we've talked about. People were doing some profit taking here. XRP obviously set a new all-time high. These are obviously very exciting things, and the news just continues to get better and better and better for XRP. You're starting to hear about all these different companies now that are building XRP reserves or building with XRP Ledger or RippleNet. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can get excited about. And that's not even talking about, institutional money, right? The potential for an XRP spot ETF is incredibly high right now. And it's something that I think has a very high likelihood of taking place here in 2025 still. I think we're going to get the basket ETF, final confirmations and launches. I think that's going to very easily green light XRP spot ETFs. And then you're talking about 10 filings for XRP spot ETFs that are going to create an instant demand for XRP. That's a really big deal. Some people are even saying XRP is never going below $3 again. I'm not ready to say that yet because we're obviously right on the edge of that. One of these ugly days, if we do breach that 20-day moving average, we could see that. But we're again seeing a lot of conviction, a lot of resilience, and a lot of support for XRP, and that's a very big thing here. And I did want to show you guys too, in terms of the monthly, we are doing something huge for XRP. Now, before I get into this, I did want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that is actually DEXRP. For those that aren't familiar, DEXRP is actually building a next generation DEX for the XRP ledger. I'm going to leave these links in the description below for you guys, but why this is such a big deal is this is a next generation DEX that's powered by XRP ledger. They combine blazing fast transactions, ultra low fees, and deep liquidity to deliver an institutional grade trading experience for everyone from crypto newcomers to pro traders. And this is a very big deal because we're obviously starting to see this boom in terms of XRP DeFi, especially on the retail side, in a level we have not seen from cycles past. And we're going to need products like this to actually trade and transact in a great way. Now, again, these are the features that you love: instant settlement, low fees, dual trading modes, advanced order types, smart liquidity routing. And here's the big thing that really spoke to me, guys, is down here, this dual trading system. All right. So AMM meets order book, swap instantly or place precise trades with advanced order types. So whether you're new, whether you've been in the market for a while like me, whether you're an institutional trader, it gives you all the tools that you need to actually trade effectively. They have a real-time analytics dashboard, again, ultra fast settlements, dynamic fee control. So there is a lot of things that basically help separate this from other DEXs within the XRP ecosystem. Smart liquidity routing, regulatory ready transparency, because again, this is all on chain, no black boxes, just full visibility for all. Now, guys, this is currently in pre-sale, and again, these links are going to be in the description below for you guys. And there's a huge opportunity right now with it being in pre-sale. I'll show you guys that in just a moment. But here's the actually, let's look at that right now. So in this pre-sale right now, the price is actually 3.5 cents. Okay. The listing price is 35 cents. That is a 10x from where it's at currently. All right. Now, how do they sustain that? Well, here is actually the token distribution and what things are going to look like at the token generation event. You guys can see the public sale actually accounts for 25% of the supply, and you actually have a 10% TGE unlock with an 8-month linear vesting schedule. Okay. The only things that are actually coming public at launch are the liquidity provisions, which is 15% of the supply, right? And 50% of that. And what you're seeing is, again, 25% of the supply. So 10% of that. Everything else is actually locked. For example, the team and advisors, that is actually a 12-month linear quarterly vesting schedule with none unlocked at launch. So this is a pretty big deal. And again, that's how you create demand, sustainable price, very exciting stuff. Now, again, did want to show you guys the roadmap here. Now, again, here we are in Q3 of 2025. So we have the DXP token presale launch, deploy LP reward system, build advanced order routing, set up liquidity control mechanisms. Q4 is actually the public launch and growth. So they're releasing the platform for public trading, integrating real-time analytics, launching fee governance via LP tokens, securing initial partnerships and listings. And then we get into 2026, which is institutional expansion and ecosystem scaling. Guys, they have some very exciting, aggressive roadmaps set. They've been growing like crazy, up to 27,000 followers on Twitter. I definitely recommend checking this out. This is a project that I have gotten into. I'm very excited about the launch for this. So again, check that out in the description below. So when we're looking at the monthly here in terms of XRP, what this is showing is we may be on the verge of a pretty aggressive expansion forward. Why I'm saying that is right now, if we look at this on the monthly stochastic RSI, we are actually mimicking what we did back here in 2017. In fact, as we were coming down here, you guys can see that we saw a drop to about midway in terms of the stochastic RSI here. And what we saw was XRP drop from basically 40 cents or so down to about 20 cents. And then we just saw this rip roaring rally where XRP actually had a bounce and recovery where it ran 1,500%. Yeah, 1,500% over the course of just 2 months. Is that what XRP is prepping for? Well, what I will say is this is obviously XRP is a lot larger than it was at that point. The price is a lot higher. So maybe in the context of diminishing returns, we see less of a percentage from that. Maybe it's something more like a 500% move, which still would not be anything to complain about. That would be $18 XRP. Not saying that's going to happen for sure, not trying to give people hopium. But the thing is during this market cycle, we still have not seen all this capital that's on the sidelines really re-enter the space. It's still kind of putzing around. We're at 4.26% in terms of USDT dominance. We're nowhere near the lows that we were seeing here in December and January. Okay. We're nowhere near, obviously, to the lows that we were seeing back here in November of 2021. So there's still a lot of money just floating around in the space, not making much in terms of progress, not convinced that this is that moment. What we also haven't seen in this market cycle is adoption. Adoption is going to be the big surprise in this market, where when it hits, it's going to hit really hard. We've obviously seen some little bursts of exchange app downloads. We've seen increased optics in terms of Google search analytics, and all that stuff is good, but we need that to start turning into buys. And really the big thing I want to focus on once again is when we look at actually this total 3, right? We need to get all the way back up to this all-time high in terms of altcoins of 1.16 trillion. Once we get past those ranges, that is where I think things open up in the crypto market. We start going on some insane runs. Obviously right here in terms of the total market cap of crypto, we're sitting right dead center in our big ascending channel that we're in. We still have a long way to go. We did our perfect retest here, and now we're getting this bounce, and we might be on the verge of this potential extension. And again, big things that are going to help lead us that way are institutional money, enterprise accumulation, potential government interest. We're obviously going to find out about the government's crypto report here in the coming week. So things are getting fun. They're getting exciting. I like to tread with cautious optimism here, but guys, embrace is coming. Mass adoption is coming. It's only a matter of time until the things just blow wide open. So I appreciate you guys as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, check out the links for the sponsor in the description down below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.